Yeah, cruising in the ocean with my fellas, waving at the shore, we got all them people jealous. They see that we shining from way over yonder. Gotta thank my father, my sponsor, for putting me on board and also giving me the capability to live life with no fear, create buzz with no beer. God is the reason why I live like this. Now everybody hating me, now I feel like Chris. Working out, eating right, now I look like this. Phone filled with different numbers, now my ex all pissed. Now I'm playing, she don't care cause she move like this. Man, I ain't hating cause she bad, man, we all ruthless. Man, I got money in my pocket, diamonds on my pinky and that brain.
Hey, first of all, before we do tap into this joint, you said hopefully there ain't nothing in the background. The video that I'm uploading right now on YouTube from last night, because me, Larry, and Josiah was on the phone last night, and we was recapping Monday Night Raw for wrestling. Bro,
Yeah.
this cat Larry went to sleep and was snoring on the phone. I got it recorded. Wait till you hear this episode, bro.
Bro, that's
Bro,
hilarious.
I said Josiah was like, Josiah was like, yo, Beezy, you sleep? I was like, I just started busting out laughing. I was like, no, I texted you on my phone. I was like, no, that's Larry, and I'm recording it right now. And Josiah was like, Larry, I know that
Bro,
ain't you, Larry. And then I texted him. I was like, Josiah, check your messages. He looked and started busting out laughing, bro. He took Larry off. I tried to keep him on, but yeah, Larry was on there.
that's hilarious.
Bro,
Man,
epic work, bro. Epic work, bro.
that's his
Like,
bedtime.
that's the stuff that you got to catch on the recordings, bro. That's the stuff. That stuff be crazy, bro. But okay, I'm about to run this question by you. Here we go. Where's
All
it
right.
at? No, this is a comment. Give me a insight. I just did a personal podcast about it. I'm about to upload right now, but I'm gonna do
Okay.
this one with you on there too. But let me see. What was this
I hope
about?
it's about the Carter Six.
No, it's not. It's not. It's
Okay.
actually a
Okay.
serious. It's a serious conversation, but I think it's a serious conversation for you being an artist and me being an artist and the things that we've been through when it comes to. Well, you'll catch it when I say it. It says
Okay.
God doesn't require you to use your gift only in the church, but your gift should glorify God everywhere you are.
And you're asking me, do I think that's
How
valid?
do you? No, I'm asking you. How do you feel about that? Coming from a person who was with me side by side, we performed at a club in Cleveland.
Hmm.
Coming from a person of my and me opening for Eminem, coming from you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. When they
Hmm.
only seen us perform in the church, but when they see us outside of it, the church looks at it in a different light, and all that stuff, that type of subject is what I want to talk about.
Okay, got you, got you. Okay, so you basically asked me like, what do I think about that?
Yeah, what do you feel when somebody is like when what because I agree with I agree with the message, but it's a lot of people.
Uh-huh.
The reason why they say that is because somebody told them, "Oh well, no, you should only supposed to be in the church. You're only supposed to be doing these things here. You're not supposed to be out there doing, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Stuff that we possibly been through already. So we're like from that ceiling of oh I'm a Christian rapper to now it's like no I just rap. I'm a believer and I just rap, and you're gonna hear whatever you hear coming from me, but it just won't be anything violent, negative, or anything of that nature.
Of course. Yeah, bro, like personally, let me start off by saying this. This is why I love God and how he moves because he always sets it up to where he can't be figured out. You have
Mm,
to seek him, bro. Because
right,
everybody's gift is for different things at different times in different ways for different people, and you're not going to know exactly how to use it unless you seek God.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I'm about to answer your question, but like, think about Moses. Moses grew up with the Egyptians, not
right,
knowing that everything that he learned was for
right,
something else that was never done before, right?
right.
But then when Joshua takes over the Israelites after Moses dies, Joshua can't mimic Moses. Joshua has to seek God and how to move forward. He can't lead them out of Egypt. Now he has to lead them into battle. So
Mm,
the purpose why I'm saying this is because when God gives you a gift, there is no blueprint. There's no okay. My cousin raps in the church. I can rap, so that must mean I should be rapping in the church too.
oh wow,
Or or I came up in the church and I'm tired of rapping in the church. Lecrae don't rap in the church, so that means I ain't supposed to leave. No, maybe God wants you to rap to the youth department.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it really just turns into God, what do you want me to do with what you gave me? And I believe
Yeah.
that it gets revealed over time, um, when you start to see like who connects with your message, who gravitates to you when you speak, you know.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that answers your question, man, but I think that the answer is seek God on how to use your gift. I don't think that there's, if you got your gift in the church you're supposed to leave, you got to do what God tell you to do.
Right.
You know.
Exactly. Now,
Mhm.
and that's I think that's the key over the whole thing is the fact that
Mhm.
if you seek it first the kingdom or asking God, because even if
Right.
you are a rapper of that nature like me or you or whatever, he might be causing us to do stuff outside, but he might be causing you to do stuff inside.
Facts, bro. Because I'll be honest
Yeah.
with you, I say this respectfully. I know some dudes that rap in the church that need to stay in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You just be, you know what I'm saying? Just being honest, bro. And it
Yeah.
ain't it ain't even just because of skill, right? Like also from experience. There are people who lust after the world and they think that if they rap in the world, they'll get the fame. But since they're doing
Yeah.
it for Jesus, it's okay. Like no,
Yep.
bro. Like if you're not spiritually prepared for that, like the
Yep.
world will eat you up and spit you out, bro.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So yeah, bro.
Yep.
Some people who rapping in the church, you need to stay there because you got a taste of the world. You on the brink of being a crack addict, an alcoholic. You need to stay in the
Yep.
church, bro.
Yep. So how did you feel when let me tell you what happened with me. Like when I was rapping, of course, when I first came started rapping in 2024, I was like, I mean 2024, 2004, it was all Christian rap. It was just Jesus, 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 Jesus for like release 3 years. It was that. It was
Hmm.
like that, and it was like me brought up in the church. I just thought that that's how things were supposed to go because everybody in the church, it just felt like they knew everything right, and I was just trying to make sure that everybody was in my corner. So it was almost like pleasing the church and not pleasing God per se, because it was like the music that I was making, a lot of the songs was like it was really dope. The youth loved it, everything. Even they was just like, bro, this is hard. Punchlines and everything. It sounds secular. It's like right there on the line. They will always tell me that. They were like, it sounds secular, but it's not because you're not cussing and you're not doing this, and this, whatever, whatever. It was almost like God was already prepared before to be like, bro, I'm not trying to tell you to do music like they're telling you to do it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you
Yeah.
to do music like I'm telling you to do it. But I was so, like I said, so locked in, being obedient to the things that they wanted me to do at the church. I remember when I had to go and rap at the church this one time,
Hmm.
and it was like this one service, and I had to rap, and our pastor and them came. Uh, I think either he was ministering or something, but the other church, they invited me because I did this one song called "Cut for the Summer," and it wasn't even really like a Jesus based. It was like I said, it was like the hook was like, hey, hop in the whip. It's the cut for the summer. So crack them doors. Hey, hey, hop in the whip. It's the cut for the summer. Put your stunning shades.
Hey.
When you hear stuff like that, you like, well, where's Jesus in that? And I'm like, well,
Right.
if Jesus is in me, everything that I'm saying, if I'm talking about I'm having a good time, but never once did I say anything about drinking, smoking, having sex with this girl, shoot this person, nothing like that. So why is it even getting judged out the gate anyway? But I guess when I
Hmm.
performed that after it was over, because I still did praise and worship at my church at the time, I,
Hmm.
my pastor met me outside.
Uh-oh.
He said, oh yeah, yeah, my pastor met me outside, and he was like, "Yo,
Let
what's
me
going
talk to
on?"
you, brother.
Yeah, yeah, like that. It's like that, right? So he
Man of
like
God. Let me talk.
so he like and it's crazy because a lot of people can attest to this. When they've been to church for a long period of time at the same service, that pastor, man or woman, becomes dang near like your mom or your dad as far as how you look
Oh
at them.
my gosh.
You
Talk
believe
about it, bro.
everything that they say. Like they're leading
Talk
you right,
about it.
they're doing this, and this. And everything that they say, you feel is it's that they're doing it to help you. They're doing this, and this. So that the day that he said this was the day everything shifted. He told me he was like, "Well, when you do praise and worship at the church, we know that that's giving praise to God. But when you rap, we don't know who you giving praise to."
That's what the
That's what the
pastor said.
pastor said.
Okay.
And then I came back in the church, and my mom was like, "Yo, what's wrong?" Because I came back when my face was different. And my mom was like,
Yeah.
what's wrong? And she was like, I was like, Pastor just told me that he don't know who gets praise when I'm rapping. And she said, huh?
Mm,
She took offense. She took offense of it because she was one of the big supporters at the youth for the youth ministry. She felt that I was doing exactly what I was supposed to be doing. Music didn't need to be
mm-hmm.
changed or tweaked or anything like that. So I took offense
Mm-hmm.
to it because of the fact that who it came from.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
person that since I, you know what I'm saying, since I came out my mom's womb and I almost passed away, him and my mom was there praying for me. So
Mm.
I don't take his words lightly.
I
So when he said
understand.
that, I was like, dog, what? What we doing?
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I'm like, yo. So when I look at those things, I'm sitting there like, man, am I doing this right, God? So then I started tweaking it, started talking Jesus, Jesus, Jesus more. Not no problem with that, but it just started tweaking it more. Now to be back to 2025, back in the same position I was at 2007. Present this music how I told you to present it the first place. You can't just keep letting everybody tell you what to do. But it's so
Mm-hmm.
hard because us believers and stuff like that, we believe what the people who are inside of the church are saying. Instead of studying to show yourself approved and all of these things, we just assume that they're telling right.
Exactly.
And it's
Exactly.
crazy because now when I go back and look at that, I'm like, these are the same people that told me to get married to this woman because of the fact that I was staying with her
Mm.
and stuff like that. So y'all forced it because this is a part of the church. I'm like, no ministers at the church was telling me, yo, well, you can still be have a relationship with her kids without having to get married to her. Nobody was saying that. They're like, no, you stay with her. You need to move in with her. If you move in with her, you need to stay there because that's not right. You checking up, da 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 da. And y'all forced me to do this. So I end up getting divorced at 30. But now I'm here right now, and everybody, almost 90% that told me that are divorced right now.
Mm. Ah, my
My
God.
situation is different. I was 21. Y'all was past 20. Y'all was 30 plus. Y'all been in church longer than me. What happened? So it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard now. Like that's what I'm saying. Like on this episode, I'm not trying to tell people to like don't listen to people, but you really have to have a personal relationship with God, bro. You got to cancel out everybody.
Yeah.
It don't
You
matter who
can't.
it is. Your mom, your dad, it don't matter how close they are to the throne room. You need to have a personal relationship with God on your
Facts,
own.
bro.
You have to.
Facts. Bro, I
But
totally agree, man. I totally agree. My bad. You about to say something?
no, no, I thought you was gonna say something. That's why I stopped.
Well, bro, I mean, like what you said, bro, is I feel like the growing pains of the church right now. I think that
Hmm.
we're in an age where we're starting to realize a lot of the stuff, not all of it, not all of it, but a lot of the stuff that we was taught, bro, did not come from God. It came from opinions, and that's okay. But we had to find out, like, dang, pastor or deacon, they had good intentions telling me to do this, and this
Yeah,
ain't necessarily what God said. It
yeah,
really, we thought that looking like the church was doing the will of God, and it wasn't.
right.
You know, bro, as you were talking, bro, I thought about this. Like when you think about the Bible,
Yeah,
think about the Bible, bro. It has so many things written about so many people, and God is the foundation of it all. But guess what? It was always written by one person.
wow, that's deep.
Moses wrote Genesis all the way up to I want to say I forget, man. Don't quote me on it, but the first five books. Uh, um, um, Solomon wrote Proverbs and Ecclesiastes.
Uh
You see what I'm
huh.
saying? So like these are people that were isolated and had a relationship with God for themselves. You don't read
Hmm.
nowhere in the Bible say us the church is writing this book. No, it's I, Apostle
Right.
Paul, am writing to the church. I, Solomon, am writing this book of poetry. I,
Yeah.
King David, am writing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it just goes to show you the people that we read about in the Bible had to get it out the mud themselves and have a personal relationship with God themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what's required for everybody. And it's going to look different for everybody, bro. So in other words, Proverbs is not going to sound like Revelations.
That's true. Wow.
Uh, Philippians ain't gonna sound like Genesis. Everybody had to get it out the mud and get what they had to get from God themselves, but it all it all meshes together to create what? The body.
Yeah.
Everything is supposed to be different, but yet we coincide and we work together to make the body. And that's something that we are forgetting as the church, bro. We're not supposed to be the same.
Yeah.
We're supposed to disciple. Disciple does not mean I make you look like me and talk like me and act like me. No. Disciple means let me show you where Jesus is and you take it from there. When you get your
Mm,
foundation with Christ, you walk with him and then you go help somebody find Christ and help them walk with Jesus. Don't make them look like you. That's not discipleship.
mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Regardless,
everybody, and
man.
if you look at the 12 disciples, if you look at the 12 disciples, or what they call them, the 12 disciplines, if
The
you look at the
12
12
disciplines.
disciples, there was no similarities. They all had different backgrounds.
Facts.
They all had
Facts.
different backgrounds.
Facts, bro.
Real
Yeah.
quick,
And mhm.
real quick, dude. If there was 12 disciples, what do you what do you call the women that were there?
Man, that's a really good question, bro. That's a really good question. Um,
Because I don't have an
I
answer.
I don't have an answer either, bro. The only thing that I can attribute to is just the culture of those days.
Okay.
Did Jesus ever say he had 12 disciples?
Mm, I don't.
Or
I,
did
I
or
can't
did
say
they or did yeah, or did there just happen to be 12 men
12.
that were documented?
It was just men,
Now,
right?
I will say this, the 12 disciples outside of Judas, um, they were basically, I guess you could say, ordained to spread the gospel amongst the world.
Right.
Each and every disciple went somewhere and spread the gospel, which how we have it in our hands today. You
Right.
know, I don't I can't speak for the women, but I can speak to 12. It's the reason why there were 12 disciples, the same way how there were 12 tribes of Israel. You know,
Mm,
each and every one of those sons of um, Israel, who was Jacob,
right.
played a part in the children of Israel as a whole. And so now with the 12 disciples makes the world the children of God. Hopefully, I ain't getting too deep,
No, you're
but
not.
I guess what I'm saying is like going back to like the 12 tribes of Israel. Israel had daughters, but
Mm,
the sons were the ones who were documented. Personally, I believe. Now I'm getting into biology a little bit. Like when you think about a man, like a male, the male carries seed,
mm-hmm.
right? And so I believe that men were in God's perspective, not the cultural times, but I think that in God's perspective, the men were documented just based off the fact that you could carry seed. It was more of the likeness of God, of how God does things.
Right.
God plants seed and then it increases. Men
Okay.
sow seed biologically and it increases. So I think that's why men were more documented in the Bible days. So
Okay.
that's my own opinion.
Yeah, that's legit. That's legit.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had to ask that because it was like I said, like when I read it, when I said the gifts and make room, like what did people like? I don't know if people even knew that you went to go perform when we went to go perform for that one thing in Cleveland. Did anybody say anything?
You talking about like as far as criticizing us?
Yeah, like you shouldn't be there.
No, bro,
Or
no.
has anybody ever been in that? Have you ever been in that situation where people was like, "Yo, you shouldn't be performing there"?
No, I haven't gone through anything like that, but I will say, I remember, man, when I was putting out music earlier, like I didn't know any better, so I was doing what you did. I was calling it gospel rap or Christian rap because I
Yeah,
wasn't cussing and I was talking about Jesus, right?
right.
And so I remember, bro, I came up on G Unit and gangster rap, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like East
Yeah.
Coast thug. So like I had that same vibe in my music, even as a Christian rapper. And I remember I had gunshot effects in a few of my songs.
He was a demon killer, boy.
bro,
That's funny.
so listen, somebody commented on one of my songs and like gave me the smoke, bro. How could you have these sound effects in your music? You supposed to be representing the gospel, and this is wrong. This is demonic. The whole, you know what I'm saying? Like I got one of those speeches on somebody's comment, bro. And you know what, bro? And I have to realize this, or I had to learn this, not just in that situation, but they're entitled to their opinion, and they're right.
Hmm.
There is a certain sound that should come from this genre, and those are the things that showed me, oh, I don't belong here
Yeah, that's it.
because that's not what I do. If I
Right,
want to put a gunshot effect in here, bro, like I understand that it'll clash in your playlist next to Tasha Cobb's, so
right,
maybe I don't
exactly.
belong in your playlist.
Yeah, I don't play. Yeah, I shouldn't be in your play.
You feel me? Yeah.
I shouldn't be in your play.
Can
Oh,
you
shoot. Hold on.
imagine worshiping God?
Hey, yo. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Hold on. We want to do this part two. Hold on. Okay, now we here. All right, we got the gospel, the believer stuff out the way. Now we've been doing a lot of comments back and forth on the Carter on the comment section. Now we on the phone. Like, what is going on, bro? What do people? What? How did? When? Okay, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna ask this. When you first heard the Carter, when you first heard the Carter six, what did you say? Because I know you got another video when you're like listening to it after you let it go over the weekend. I don't know if you listened to it more than once, but after when you heard it the first time, what did you say?
Okay, all right. So man, listen. So I don't know where I can begin. I'll say this, bro. Because I'm a lyricist and I'm
Yeah.
I'm a rapper, an artist myself, I
Hmm.
always approach music differently than the average listener, bro.
Okay.
So going into the Carter Six, I already had expectations. Number one, I already seen years ago that this is a different time in music and in hip hop, and Wayne ain't that person no more. He's still talented, but hip hop has moved on past that era.
Right.
So I'm no longer looking for Wayne to give me hits, to make another a milli. I'm looking to just see if he still got it. Can he still rap? You know what I'm saying? And
Different
so
ear.
when I when I
That's it.
when I was listening, huh?
I said different ear. I understand that. I understand that. You listen to it. You
Facts,
already
bro.
had your ear already expecting something totally different because he's not who he used to be. I got that.
Exactly, bro.
I got.
And again, it's not that he lost any sauce. It's just like the times have changed. And
Uh huh.
I said this on Instagram. I said it's almost like if you hear that Mike Tyson is about to get in the ring again, you automatically should know he is not about to be fighting like how he did in 1995. You should
That's true.
already know this. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
whatever I see, I just want to see can he still do it, you know? And so going into the Carter Six, that's exactly the mindset that I had. So immediately I'm like, okay, he's still rapping. And when I say he rapping, bro, he rhyming syllables. As a
Yeah.
lyricist, I appreciate that, and I know
Yeah.
how hard it is to do that. And the
Yeah.
fact that he don't write, I'm like, yo, this man is killer. Now I
Yeah.
will be honest, he did have a couple songs on there, or quite a few, where it's like maybe they shouldn't been on the album. And I only say this because Wayne is known for being in the studio every day. So I know you got songs that's better than this. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so yeah, bro. So like that was my whole approach to the Carter Six, bro. And last thing that I'll say, again, I'm going into this just seeing if he still got it. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was just so grateful because like this is one of my childhood heroes, man. Like he changed my perspective. He changed my approach to rap, period. Like how
Period.
I how
Yeah.
I approach the mic. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? And just the fact that I'm in my 30s, bro, and I've been listening to this dude since I was in high school, and he's still here. I'm just like,
Hmm.
man, like respect, bro.
Speak
If this
volume.
album was complete trash, I'm like, man, shout out to the GOAT. Like he's still out here doing it,
Hmm.
keeping our nostalgia alive. Like shout out to Wayne, bro. Shout
Yeah.
out to Wayne. So yeah, that was my thought going into it.
Okay. So all right. So I'll go specifically. How did you feel about the production? Not Wayne. The
Hmm.
production. How'd you feel about the production as far as the beats and stuff? Because you know, like they have this what I want to call it. They have this stint on Nas when they say Nas is one of the best, or if not the best lyricist ever type deal, but his beat selection is always terrible until he got hooked up with Hit Boy. They said ever since he got hooked up with Hit Boy, his beats has been better type deal, whatever. So it matches his stint as far as being one of the best lyricists, whatever. Like, how do you feel about the production on the Wayne project?
Man, man,
'Cause that's how
good
I looked
question,
at it.
bro.
Because that's how I looked at
Yeah,
it. Because I make beats. I make beats and I rap. I know you do too. But like I really, really, really lock in on making beats and stuff like that. So I was listening
bro,
to it a lot. Like, and I was just like, whoa, like, okay, what's going on?
facts, bro. Facts. Well, first, I think that this goes to show you how important production is
That's a fact.
and why it's so much, I say this respectfully, why it's so much quote unquote trash rap out here because the production is so good, you
This is
know?
true.
And so as you listen in the Wayne's project, I think we listening to like a flip flop. Great rapping, but the production, I'll say this, bro. I think that we're starting to see the negative side of being so locked in because
Mm,
something tells me Wayne don't know what the sound is. And so when because I study Wayne as a rapper, and it's like I
yeah.
notice when people say, Wayne, what do you think about hip hop today?
Oh, he
You know,
said he didn't
21,
hear it,
he don't know, bro. He didn't even know who 21 Savage was.
and
He didn't
they
now,
be thinking he lying. But you
yeah,
might be
bro.
right. You might be right with that. You
Well,
might be
listen,
right with that.
and I know he not lying because as much as I be rapping, sometimes all I'm listening to is myself. Not on no
Yeah, that's
arrogant
true.
stuff. I'm listening to see, man, did I do a good job? Should I put this out as a single? So if he
Yeah,
in the studio every day, I already know all he listening to is himself. But
yeah,
then,
man.
but then, mm,
Dang, that's deep. I ain't even think of that.
man, bro, this about to sound weird, bro. But this came to my mind. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, here we go. This about to sound crazy, but just follow me. Like when you think about like when people have kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, a guy meet up with a girl, they have a kid, beautiful. But like, it's gonna sound crazy. If you have kids with somebody in your family or somebody
Mm-hmm.
that's a part of yourself, that's
Mm-hmm.
when disformities happen and stuff start
Yeah.
getting weird.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
because it's too much of you.
Yeah.
It needs to be two opposites coming together to make something new. But if you mating with yourself,
Yeah.
then it's going to be something disformed and weird. So
Yep. Makes
like
some
because
sense.
Wayne has no outside influences, he's so consumed with himself,
Yeah.
it's starting to get a little weird. Still
Uh-huh.
can rap,
Yeah. Yeah.
still can rap, but I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, he don't know, he don't even know what people want to hear.
Yeah.
And I already this is what everybody be talking about, bro. That elephant peanuts to the elephant,
Oh my God. He started it off.
bro.
I thought he was about to go crazy. I'm talking about he was snapping at the beginning. And then all of a sudden I was just like, man, what are we doing?
Nah, bro. Nah, because like I'm a production person too, bro, and I'm like, he rap like I already know he gonna rap. He gonna kill every single verse, but I'm like,
Uh
I'm not gonna be on the treadmill running to this respectfully. I'm like, man,
yeah.
this ain't. I'm like, this one
Yeah.
ain't it, bro.
Mm-mm.
You know. But he did
I
have some creativity in there that I was rocking with. Like I actually like that Maria song when he was rapping to the opera. I thought that was dope.
I love that song. I love
Yeah, I
that song.
like that song. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song. Okay, so you just tapped in on something. You said something and that's why I have to ask this question. You tapped in on something that bro. You just said about the family thing, right? With the
Mm-hmm.
when your kids come out deformed or something, if you fooling around with family members or something like that or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Roll with me on this one. If that's the case, what do we say about Lot?
About who?
Lot,
Lot?
yeah,
You talking about in the Bible?
yes.
Ah, man. All right.
Because
Now I'm about to.
when they went to the mountains, and then was that the situation when they got him drunk and slept with him, or was that somebody else?
You talking about Noah?
That's what I'm talking about. No, my fault.
Yeah. No,
Noah.
no, you
Yeah,
good.
but it was Noah. Now what we just got done saying,
Hmm.
or what you just got done saying, which I'm in agreement with, it was his kids deformed.
Man, bro, that's a
And
good
did that
question,
start all
man.
this
Like,
situation? Because if we're all a seed of these things that we're saying, is this the reason why some of these? But bro, this could go deep. It could go there.
you can
But
go there, bro. Hey, listen.
it could go there. It could go there. Because right when you said that, that just hit me. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. If that's the case, is that where the deformity? I don't know. Go ahead.
Man, well, I'll say this, bro. And I'm not giving Noah or anybody an excuse, but I do believe like it was a different time back then. And
It
just thinking
was.
about it, bro, like this is after the flood. God just killed everybody.
Yeah.
There was nobody
Yeah.
left. You know what I'm
So they
saying?
had
So
no
like
choice.
they had no choice, bro. And so like
Yeah.
I think that at that time, this may sound funny, but I think that God probably gave them the grace to do so because like they had to replenish the earth. So I don't think that they looked at daughters and cousins the same way as we do today. You know what I'm
That
saying?
makes
They
sense.
probably looked at women. I think this goes back to what we were talking about before. Like I think that they looked at women as one who can bear children. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying, bro? Like think about
Yeah.
this. Like think with me real quick, bro. Like I
Yeah.
know, at least to my knowledge, I don't think that there was no weave back there. No eyelashes, no
Oh yeah. None
makeup.
of that.
I
Everybody was
I
natural.
I don't
Right.
Bro, I don't know if they had deodorant. I don't know if they had
Yeah.
perfume, and you can just like finish the rest of the story in your own mind. So I'm not sure if people were mating with people due to attraction.
Yeah. No. They.
Maybe you feel me, bro. I don't know if they comb their hair, brush their
Yo.
teeth. They probably looking like, oh, we must carry on the family lineage, and like,
Oh my
you're a woman,
God.
you're young, so let's make it
Yeah.
happen. You know what I'm saying? Think
Yeah.
about this,
Because
bro.
yeah.
Oh, go
Go
ahead, go
ahead.
ahead.
No. 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 Go ahead.
Well, so when God told Abraham and Sarah that they were going to have a child, who would be Isaac eventually,
Uh huh.
Sarah didn't believe it,
At
and
all.
Sarah gave her servant Hagar
Yep.
um
To her husband.
to her husband to for them to do that because
Yeah.
it was just a different time. You know what I'm saying? Like Abraham wasn't
Yeah.
no player. He was like, okay, well let's do it. I don't know if they were attracted to each other, and they were just like, all right, let's do it. So
Yeah.
and then God said, nah, I said you, Sarah. So just think about it. Abraham and Sarah, how old?
Yeah. She was old. Was she like 90?
You, you're right. You can't tell me Abraham was like, yeah, baby, you still got it, man.
Not
You
a
curved
while.
out of
Nowhere
shape.
close.
Nah, bro. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
at
And
all.
that's just
Yeah.
it was just it was probably a different time back then, bro.
That's why
It's a
people.
different.
That's why y'all gotta understand, man. That shows us the message is legit, but that's the way they look. That just ain't real, bro. It was so many like, bro. They was especially the one. I forget who it was. That the one chick that the one woman that passed away. But she was about to get married to I ain't seen Chosen in a minute, but I forget. But she was beautiful though. It's like, bro, yo, she's cold in the show, and you could tell that she was putting makeup on and stuff every day. And I was like, yeah, not no Bible
Right.
times. Ain't no way.
Right. Yeah, bro.
Ain't
Like,
no way.
listen. I
Ain't no
thank God I
way.
wasn't around at them times. Bro,
Man,
I
what?
probably would have been one of the disciples. Like, I ain't marrying nobody.
Man, what?
Like, God,
Man,
I'm gonna just
yeah,
stay
for
single
real.
out here,
Like,
Lord. They ain't
yeah,
taking no
bro.
showers.
Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, bro. It was like, and we be around people with older issues now. But okay, no, no. Let me go here. Let me go here. Let me go here. Do you think? Because you said something about their hygiene and stuff like that, which I'm in total agreement. But
Hmm.
since they were eating as healthy as they were, do you think the stink was really like that?
Mm. Ooh, that's a beautiful question, bro.
Yeah.
No,
Do
I
you
don't.
really think the stink was like that? Because if they were eating, because the stuff that people eat nowadays, it comes out of their pores, and you can tell, like, bro, you stink because all the burgers, all
Yeah,
that stuff that you've been eating, it's bad and it's toxic in your body. But if they were eating properly, because all fruits and vegetables and stuff all the time, did they really stink though, bro?
bro, that's a beautiful question. Nah, I think that sweat still has its place. You know what I'm
I
saying?
do too.
Everybody needs to shower. You
Yeah, of
feel me? And
course.
everybody wakes up with halitosis. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
facts.
But at the same time, I do. You know what, bro? That's a really good perspective. I do believe that because they were just naturally more healthy back then.
Yeah,
I don't think I don't think that it was how can I say, it wouldn't be what it'd be today if somebody wasn't showering.
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's true.
yeah, bro. I do think that it made a difference.
Because they was
And
doing a lot of work. It's better the guys. The guys were definitely doing a lot of work. So to do a lot of work and not smell is kind of crazy.
right, bro. Right. And then I also think that it played a part in maybe a little bit of attraction as well. Because now let me go back on this, bro. I almost forgot. Going back to Abraham and Sarah.
Mm,
Now, me personally, I say this respectfully, I can't see myself being attracted to a 90-year-old woman. I just can't.
me neither.
But I remember years, I think like 20 years before Isaac came, they went to Egypt. And Abraham, he was Abram at the time, he was afraid to go to Egypt because he said, I'm afraid that they're going to kill me to take my wife because she's beautiful.
Oh,
So she had to be 70, 75 around that time,
yeah.
and she was beautiful. And guess what? He lied and said, "This is my sister."
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
And
bro.
they was like, yo, why did you lie? Why did you
Exactly.
lie? Yep.
Yeah. So I think that the diet back then did make a difference. Side note, let's all eat healthy.
Yeah. Talk about it.
Yes, sir.
Talk about it. Yep. Talk about it. I got strawberries and cherries waiting for me at my job.
Bro, and no cap, bro. Not trying to get distracted. I've been seeing your posts, bro. I can tell.
Yeah, bro.
I can tell. I'm like, yo, my dude eating healthy. I see it on your skin, bro.
Yeah,
Keep
bro.
doing your thing, big dog.
Yeah,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
Yes, sir, bro. Appreciate that. Been definitely on it for sure. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. So okay, we was talking about the Wayne. We got the Wayne, and then you brought up the yeah about that. Yeah. So yeah, yeah, man. Yeah. So this is what we normally be doing. I just be calling cats random. I'd be like, yo, you got some free time? And I'd be like, yeah, and I hit record, and then we just have a conversation, and then I'll pop it up on my podcast.
Man,
Y'all make sure
beautiful, bro.
y'all go follow the oh yeah, go ahead, let them know the album about to come out, the video coming out Friday the 13th, all of that. Like, yeah, let them know what's up because it's about to get crazy out here and they don't even know it.
Man, listen. First of all, go follow your boy on IG and on YouTube at Rell Riley on both, man.
For sure.
On YouTube, that's where you can listen to my podcast. It's been Rell, not real, but the It's Been Rell podcast, man. I just like to encourage people talk about the Word of God, 30, 40 minutes once a week. Tap in with me. My album it drops on June 20th.
June
But
20th.
before the album drop, man, listen, bro. Let me tell you this, man. He been listening to my album. He been heard it. He believed that it's a
Hmm.
classic body of work. So I think
Yeah,
that you will too. Go pre-save the album. And then yes, my video drops on Rell Riley Devo. This
that's
upcoming
huge.
Friday on Friday the 13th.
That's huge.
Yes,
Vivo.
sir,
So,
man.
like
Yeah,
when you
I'm
see
excited, man.
Vivo in the corner of a prop, you know that they just ain't no normal artist.
You doggone right, I'm not normal. Nah, bro. Hey, seriously, all praise to God, bro. I ain't been doing nothing but just being consistent, bro. So all
Yeah,
praise
bro.
to God.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's about to be dope, bro. It's definitely about to be dope. I can't wait for everybody to hear what I already heard. For y'all to be like, bro, finally we got a breath of fresh air when it comes to music. Because after that Carter hit, it's definitely needed. Definitely needed. We
Yeah,
need
listen,
something.
if your heart needs to be healed from the Wayne letdown, go ahead. I should make a post, bro, saying
Yeah.
this. Go ahead and go pre-save my album. If you're heartbroken,
Yeah.
hey, you know how to do those car accident commercials. Have you
Oh
been hurt
yeah.
by Lil Wayne recently? Have you been let down by the king of hip
Yo.
hop? Well,
Yeah.
go right now and
Bro,
pre-save my
yeah.
album.
You gotta do that. You gotta you gotta do that. You gotta do that.
I should, bro.
You
I
gotta do
should.
that. Yeah, you gotta do that. That's a perfect.
Yeah,
That is perfect. You gotta do that.
yeah. But hey, bro, hey, I'm about to go tap in with somebody. I'm gonna meet up with somebody actually at a funeral, man. So
Okay.
I'm gonna get ready, hop off this phone. So but yeah, bro, I can't wait to hear this, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. It'll be out tomorrow, for sure.
Big facts, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Yep. I'll tap in
All right,
with you.
bro.
Yep.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Rell Riley, host and content creator of the It's Been Real podcast. So look, you guys can find me, listen to the podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any platform, right? And there are ways that you can support. Number one, if you want to send any amount of donation that you desire to, you can send it on Cash App. We made it simple at $ It's Been Real. That's $ITSBEENRELL. I had to make sure I spelled it right. But look, here's my favorite way for you guys to support, right? Go to my Instagram page and at Rell Riley, right? That's my name on Instagram. Follow your boy first, because that's just disrespectful if you don't. Follow your boy, like some posts, right? I ain't gonna think that you're weird, but hit the link in my bio. When you do that, you're gonna go to the Rell store. Now, when you go to the Rell store, you're gonna see some phenomenal things, right? Hey, we got some coffee. We got coffee mugs to go with your coffee. We got t-shirts, anything that you can think of, man, just to show your support for the It's Been Real podcast. So once again, I'm Rell Riley. Thank you for your time, and follow those instructions, or we not cool. I love you. Have a good one.
Hello, my name is Laurie Stamps, and I'm the author of the books entitled Rejected Yet Loved, Volumes 1 and Volumes 2. Can you imagine going through your wedding ceremony, having your reception, and all is going well, and you wake up the next morning and the person you thought you married was not the person you married? That's exactly what happened to Jacob in the book of Genesis, chapter number 29. He was in love with Rachel and thought he married Rachel, but it ended up marrying her sister, Leah. So you know he was going crazy, but how do you think Leah felt? So volume 1 talks a lot about rejection, of how Leah went through rejection and how she overcame it. And it talks about my story of being rejected. And then volumes 2 goes a deep further into rejection. So check out Rejected Yet Loved on Amazon. Make great Christmas gifts. Not only am I an author, but I also have a financial business where I show people how to make and save money. I show people that you don't have to live from paycheck to paycheck. There's so many people that hate their jobs. I show people there's a better way. I show people how to establish their own business, how to have a budget, how to get out of credit card debt, how to prepare for your financial future, for your retirement. Are you ready to retire? Are you going to have money when it comes to retirement? I show people how to leave a legacy for their children's children. I would love to have a one-on-one free consultation with you and see how I can help you financially. Contact me at lauriestampsbiz@gmail.com. That's LauristampsBiz@gmail.com. I would love to sit with you and prepare for you to have a great financial future. God bless you.
I feel that you ought to go. Treating me like I'm the man. I feel like you ought to go. The things that you do with your hands, I feel like you ought to go. The way that you twerk when you dance, I feel that you ought to. I feel that you ought to go. Treating me like I'm the man. I feel like you ought to go. The things that you do with your hands, I feel like you ought to go. The way that you twerk when you dance, I feel that you ought to go. Baby, you show it, that's for real. To me. And I can't keep it low-key. See, everything you do to me is crazy. Two to the dome, you know I came to kill. And all the DJs and beat makers know the drill. Your boy back, they all run like sawmill. This beat was just sent to me, this was a fresh kill. But you ain't know when I load up, I act wild. Like draw four, my screen kicks like a bad child. It's time to relocate, but not the eastbound.